Welcome to this video to introduce you the Nomado Cruiser model. So here we have behind me the Nomado Cruiser, which is based on a Mercedes Sprinter, and you will see some of the differences that exist between some of the Nomado Cruisers. The model we have here today specifically has an awning, but not all Nomado Cruisers will have an awning. So just letting you know, we'll just use this for the training of the awning, but your model may or may not have an awning. What we'll do, we'll first go through the outside of the vehicle, just pointing out key areas, and then we'll do a brief training of the inside. So follow me to see the Nomado Cruiser. So as we go through, we have the passenger door and the door where you go into the Nomado. As we shared, this model there has an awning. So the Cruiser will come with a set of keys. And as we go through the outside as well, here is where you fill with fresh water. And you have one of these keys that will open here, and you can open it up. A key, really great feature of the Cruiser is a barbecue. So with one of these keys, you open up, and you will see that a barbecue will come out where you have just a barbecue plate, or you can use it also as a cooking function. Now, just one point, for you to use this barbecue, you need to bring the gas on all the way down. You will need to also open the gas. We'll talk about later about the gas, but for you to be able to use this, you need to have the gas tap all the way down. To put it back, bring it up, slide it in, come here and lock it. Continuing through the back, here both of these doors open, and they are really cool features here. On one hand, you have storage underneath, but also when you are sitting inside, you will be able to completely enjoy the view. And with the advantage that if you just pull this thing here, the door will open completely on both sides, allowing you to just soak up and enjoy the sun. To close it, all you need to do is bring it all back. 1 and 2, and it's done. Throughout this side, here is where your hot water heater is. There's nothing you need to do here, but just let you know that it's there. Here is your LPG bottle. And I'm going to come back again, opening up. Here is where your 9 kg LPG bottle. Now, really important when you're driving, you always have to have the bottle closed, because you don't want to have an accident with an open gas bottle. When you arrive to a location, you open up, and then you just make sure that all of these 3 knobs are in this position, which means that they're open. Again, when you start your journey, close it off. Make sure that it's closed. You can, if you want to, also close these 3 as an additional safety and lock it. Here is where you have your toilet cassette. And to bring the toilet cassette out, you need to, there's a latch here, and you bring it up and you take it out to remove the toilet cassette. There's a video on just how to empty it in dumping stations. So as you bring it out, if it doesn't come out easily, check the inside, because it might be open on the inside. And so it's really important that it's closed on the inside so you can take it out perfectly. Also here, and if you can top up water, which is now completely full, for your toilets, to flush your toilets. So always make sure that whenever you're emptying it, you top this up so you can have water to flush your toilets. So when you want to empty your grey water and your cassettes, you need to do it at a dumping station. And this is the symbol for a dumping station. Usually it's marked on the road as well. It's a hole in the ground. You open it, and this is where you put your cassette liquid and your grey water. Usually you also have fresh water to rinse it. Always make sure that you leave it well cleaned after you've put your grey water and your cassette. So now it's time to empty your cassette. So this one is locked. You need to put your key, open it, and then the two of them you will open, press, open, and expose the cassette here. To lift it, there's a blue hatch here. You just pull it and make sure you grab it from both sides, because when it's full as it is now, it's a bit heavy. This cassette particularly has a really interesting feature in terms of being able to empty it. So what you need to do, put your cassette here, open this nozzle, open the tap, point it there, and there is this blue button here that I'm going to press once it's pointing there. So point it, and then you all the way. So it's not the prettiest thing, but if you change diapers, you can do this. Again, fresh water. Put fresh water directly in. Shake it. Make sure you remove everything. Put it back. Press. Always remember to press the blue button. Again, the water is still a bit dirty. Do it several times, about 3 times, until the water that comes out comes clear. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Starting to become clearer, perhaps a little bit more. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Turn it around. You see the water starts to come clear. And that's fine. Again, put back on, turn it around, and you then put your cassette back, close it, lock it, and you've emptied your cassette. Really important for other users that might come, whenever you leave, make sure that you rinse it really nicely, respecting other people that might use this in the future, and close it. And that's it. Sweet end. The hose has 2 sides. One of them you point it to a dumping station, and the other one underneath here you will have your grey water. You open these, pull it, insert the hose, lock it, and there's a lever here that you just then open. And when you open, you will start to see water coming up. And just leave it exactly like that until everything runs out. So when the water stops running, you go back here, go to the lever, close the lever first, put these to the front to remove the hose. Make sure you keep the hose up because there's still liquid here. Put the cap back on and make sure you lock the cap. And then remember there's still liquid here, so you just gently make sure that everything comes out. Now, I would strongly recommend that now you rinse this, because if you put it back, it has grey water, you will have smells inside. So usually we have a hose, open it up, and just rinse it with fresh water until, for a little while. Now that it's fine, open it up again, and let's go to the other side and put it back in the bag. Here is where you will connect your power mains with your electrical cable, and here is the driver. And that is the outside of your cruiser. Now let's go and check in what's happening on the inside. Now we'll see the inside of the cruiser. You can sleep 3 people, has 3 seat belts for 3 people, driver, passenger, and a third passenger here. Now, this also converts into a third bed. So what you need to do is open this latch. This will come this way. This will open. And you can have here your third bed. Also inside here, there's a pole and a table, and I will show you in a minute where those will go. I'm just going to put this back again. To put it back, just do it like this and locks in. Now, that pole will come here with that table, where you get an additional table space. These are swivel seats, and what you need to do, first step, bring them all the way forward. Second step, this lever here, turn them completely around, and then you can put them back again. And this just gives you, if you do this with both seats, and this will give you a lot of space. To swivel the other seat, all you need to do is to push down the handbrake. So you're still activating, all you need to do is to push it down. Here you have your heating for the inside of the campervan. All you need to do is to put this in the temperature you want, and your campervan will start to heat. Now the heater here is a diesel heater, so it will consume a little bit from your diesel, from your tank, and even after you turned it completely off, once in the morning, you will still hear the engine going for a little bit, the engine or the heater going for a little bit. So don't worry if that happens. It takes about, once you turn it off, about 5 to 10 minutes to take all the diesel out of the system, and then the fan will stop. Here you have your bathroom, which has a toilet cassette and a shower. Here you will have your sink and your stove to cook. Underneath you have your drawers with storage, and here you will have your fridge. Everything here works, the fridge, the lights, everything works on 12 volts. The only thing that will not work on 12 volts, and you will see here on this side, is the microwave. The microwave will only work if it's connected to power mains. Together with these sockets here will only work when you're connected to power mains. Everything else will work. Some storage that you will find here, all the way. And now it's time to talk about the panel. Now, when everything is up, everything's off, and then every single switch is identified. So this turns on the lights, the media, the range hood, the toilet, the water pump, and the water heater. Now only turn on the water heater once you have the gas on. Here you will have the status of your battery, and here on this side, if you press test, you will see that your water, fresh water, is full and your wastewater is empty, as it should. As you start consuming water, you will see that the fresh water will decrease and the wastewater will increase. Okay, now how to use the toilet in this camper. Well, first you open this, and as you will see there, it's closed. Really important, before you do your business, you need to open it up, do your business, and then press the flush to come out. Now, this will only work if the toilet switch is on. Once you've cleaned and done your business, then you lock it. Really important that you always open first, do your business, close. There's a video then on how to empty the toilet. Once you've emptied the toilet completely and you bring it all back here, we have these sachets available to you, and they would live here. And what you need to do once it's a brand new fresh toilet, you've just emptied it, you pick one of these bags and chuck it inside with some water. Now the one here is already prepared, but that's what you need to do. And you use it like that, and the only time you need to put a new one in is when you empty fully the toilets and bring it back again. It's not every time you go to the toilet, only when you empty it. So here is the lounging area. Here on top you have a vent, and all you need to do to open the vent is twist, it opens up, and you get a lot of fresh air. As you can see, there's a net for the mosquitoes. How to transform this into a bed? So this is what transforms into a double bed. First thing you need to do is you need to remove this table here. Now, to remove this table here, you unscrew here, and the top will come out. Keep it here because you're going to need it. And then you have the leg. You also unscrew and take it out. Now, you're going to use this part here as part of the bed. So, you see this one here. And if it doesn't fit on one side, try the other side, and it will fit perfectly. There's an additional panel here that you will use to make the base of the bed. Then what you need to do, you bring these pillows and put them the other way around. And then you have your bed. The top one, you may choose to keep it or not. Up to you. You can take it out and have a wider bed for your feet, or you can put them underneath as a storage space. When you've taken the bed out and you've put it back for the table, just make sure that this is well tighten. And when you're driving, it's important that both this one and this one are tightened. And why is that? If they're loose, which is great when you're stationary, this can move and swivel to whatever position you want. But when you're driving, you want to make sure this is locked. So put it into a position, tighten the bottom, tighten the top. And so when you're driving, this does not move anymore. So to bring the awning out, you will find that here underneath there is your crank for the awning. Now, really important, to take the awning out, you need to make sure that this door is closed, because if it's open, the awning will get stuck on the door. You see this part here? It engages there, and then you can start just rolling and cranking it out. And you will get this to a point where you can reach this part. So I'm gonna go a little bit further. You don't open it all the way, just more or less you can reach it here. Now let's go to the inside. There are the legs, you push them inside and then bring them out. And then release here, the leg will come out. Make sure you put the leg slightly forward and then lock it back again. Let's do the same thing for the other side. Push in to release. Take it out. Open. Put it all the way to the front and lock it. And now we can roll the awning out all the way. This needs to be locked by opening here all the way up to lock, The same thing here, out all the way to lock. And now you can bring the awning out. And as you bring the awning out, also bring the feet out so that they are in the right position. Something really important. In a day like today, very low winds, it's great to have the awning out. But if it's windy or if it's rainy, it's really important not to use the awnings, because these, as you can see, they're not really 100% sturdy. They will be flying with the wind. Really important, if it's windy or rainy, always bring your awning inside. And how do you do that? Same principle. First, bring the legs in to support your awning on one side and the other side. Now with your crank, roll it into a position. Remember how we've done to take it out. A position that you can grab it, more or less here. Release the legs, and you can see the legs starting to come up. Bring it all the way in. Bring it in, and then just push it inside so that it locks there. We'll do the same thing with the other side. Release. By releasing, the leg will come up. Bring it all the way in, and here, lock it again. And once it's in this position, you can roll it all the way in. Once it's done, just make sure it's tight, and you can see here that it's flush, which means the awning is properly, fully inside. One last piece that this camper is really, really good about. Now, underneath here, you will have an additional table. All you need to do is to take this out, and the table will come out. And this is a great functionality. So the table has here a leg, and you can open it up here, and this will fit here. So that when the door is open, I'm just going to open the door, and you're cooking in the barbecue. Now, we're on the sidewalk, but you will see this will go here. The leg will open, and you will have a table for your barbecue. So, when to fill up? Here on the passenger side is where you fill up, and you would open. Now, really important, diesel, diesel, diesel. It's a diesel vehicle. We had guests who had filled up with petrol, and this is not covered by your insurance because it's negligence. So really important, really make sure that you put diesel, always put diesel here. If you want to open the bonnet for some reason, you should need to, but there's a lever here. It opens up. And then put your hand until you find the latch, and it will open, and you will see the vehicle's engine. To bring it back, you lift it, you put it here, and drop it. Just one more last thing before you depart. What are the checks you need to do before you hit the road again? Make sure this is secure. Make sure the vent on top is closed. It's not yet. Make sure that everything around the camper is tight and there's no loose things around the camper. Make sure that really important, the gas bottle is closed. Your LPG gas bottle outside needs to be closed. And of course, the awning needs to be retracted.